Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clay, and I am the Bucks believer. The Bucks were without Giannis Antetokounmpo for the 5th straight game, and in his absence, they are now 2-3 as they picked up a 124-87 blowout victory over the Orlando Magic. They were excellent on the defensive side of the court in this game, allowing the Magic to score just 87 points, and an area in which they were especially impressive was in three-point shooting allowed. They allowed the Magic to make just 8 of their 36 looks from beyond the arc, which equates to 22%, and that number drops all the way down to 10% when you factor out Mo Bamba's sudden hot streak as he went 5 for 6 from 3. This is an area in which the Bucks have been hurt time and time again over the past couple of seasons, especially in the playoffs against the Miami Heat and Toronto Raptors over the past 2 years. Each of those two teams was able to take advantage of the Bucks' issues in giving up three-pointers. To see them improve in that area and give up less three-pointers made, even if it is to a team that is pretty sorry when it comes to three-point shooting like the Orlando Magic, is always a good sign. And they did an especially good job of limiting the open looks allowed to good shooters on the Magic like Terrence Ross. Ross wasn't able to do too much in this game and didn't really impact the game for the Magic, and that's a good sign because he's the type of player that in the past has had huge games against the Bucks, especially from beyond the three-point line. So that they were able to limit him and not allow him to get those open looks is a good sign and something that I look for them to continue to attempt to build off of as the season continues. They have to try to allow teams to make less threes, and if they can do so, I think that it's a recipe for success. I really liked what Khris Middleton did on the offensive end of the court in this game. His stat line isn't super impressive or anything. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists on 8 for 13 shooting while making 2 of his 4 three-pointers and 3 of his 4 free throws. That's not going to blow anyone away, but I loved the way that he approached this one. After struggling against the Golden State Warriors last week, Thursday, I liked how he just let the game come to him in this one. In the first quarter, he had just 3 points, but he certainly wasn't panicking. He took what the defense gave him. There was one play where he grabbed an offensive rebound and went up for a layup off of a putback. On another play, he was able to take his man off the dribble, draw a foul, and get to the free throw line. So he went into the second quarter with just 3 points. In that second quarter, he got in a bit of a rhythm, and he looked to be more aggressive when it came to scoring the ball. One possession, he had Cole Anthony guarding him, and Cole is far too small to defend Khris Middleton. Middleton was able to get to an easy turnaround jumper from his spot at the elbow, and that was straight cash. On another play, Middleton was isolating at the top of the key. He did a complex series of dribble moves and was able to get a bit of space for a pull-up three-pointer. And as we know with Khris, he is money when he has space on a three-pointer from the top of the key. So I liked how he let the game come to him and then got more aggressive once he got into a rhythm in the second and especially the third quarter where he had a string of, I bet, 8 or 10 points for the Bucks. So a really nice game from Khris Middleton. I liked the patience, and I also liked that he was able to do a better job of controlling the basketball as he had just 2 turnovers, and one of them really wasn't his fault as he made a really nice pass to Bobby Portis that Bobby ended up dropping. So I would probably have given that turnover to Bobby instead of Khris. So a great game from Khris, and I really liked what I saw from him. In this game, the role players for the Bucks also hit shots. Pat Connaughton had a really nice game, scoring 11 points and making all 3 of his three-pointers. This was a great sign because Pat was in a bit of a slump prior to this game, as he was just 1 for 17 in April from beyond the three-point line prior to tonight. So to have him have a perfect game is definitely a good sign because the Bucks are going to be relying on him to play big minutes come playoff time. I get that that is not something that a lot of Bucks fans are open to, but Pat does a really nice job on defense where he's a switchable defender that can use his athleticism to grab more rebounds than you would be accustomed to seeing from a player out of the shooting guard position. And on offense, he's a capable enough shooter at 37% to at least force the defense to think about leaving him open on the three-point line. Pat is a quality role player, and when he's hitting shots, he can be even a little bit more than that as someone that can really help the Bucks win games. We've seen him play almost 30 minutes in some games this season, and I think that he's important to the Bucks' success. So keep an eye on Pat Connaughton and hope that his jumper continues to go in the way that it did tonight. Another player that had a really solid game for the Bucks, this time off the bench, was Bobby Portis. Portis and Connaughton have been switching off in that fifth starting spot while Giannis has been out. And in this one, Budenholzer liked the matchup better with Connaughton starting, so Bobby came off the bench. Bobby scored 16 points and grabbed 10 rebounds while making 6 of his 12 shots from the field and 4 of his 6 3-pointers in tonight's game. That is certainly a positive offensive output from Portis, and it was especially good to see him go 4 for 6 on threes, as he has become one of the better stretch big men in today's NBA, as he's shooting upwards of 48% from the 3-point line the last time that I checked. And that is certainly dangerous, especially in pick and pop situations where he forces defenders to make the decision to either help off of him and defend the pick and roll ball handler, whether that be Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday or Dante DiVincenzo, or if they want to stick close to Bobby and prevent him from getting an open 3-pointer. Speaking of Dante DiVincenzo pick and roll, I thought that the Bucks did a nice job of integrating that a little bit more into their offense. I think that Dante is a capable ball handler. He just doesn't have the burst that's necessary to beat his man off the dribble. So running some more pick and roll with him can help him to succeed on the offensive end of the court. He wasn't super efficient today, going just 4 for 12 and route to scoring 9 points, but I thought that he made some nice reads out of the pick and roll and determining whether to make a pass to a teammate or take a jumper off the dribble or get to the basket. So a nice game from Dante, even if the stats don't reflect it on the surface level. Bryn Forbes also chipped in 13 points, and also I want to touch on Jordan Nwora. As the Bucks rookie, had a really solid game. This is coming off the footsteps of a 24-point outing against the Charlotte Hornets on Friday night, and once again, Jordan took advantage of the minutes that he got and scored 11 points on 5 for 12 shooting. That's not nearly as impressive as 24 points, but Nwora had flashes of some really impressive playmaking in this game. There was one play where he made a tough reverse layup over a defender, and I liked what I saw from Jordan overall, as there were also some plays where he was able to pump fake a defender, attack a closeout, and get into the mid-range where he clearly is a gifted jump shooter. I think I'm going to have a longer video on Nwora coming out tomorrow. I haven't seen that Charlotte game yet, as I was a bit busy this weekend and didn't have a chance to catch that one, but I'm planning on watching that game tomorrow night and releasing an in-depth video breaking down Nwora and what I think he can be moving forward for the Bucks. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, but with that being said, I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Let me know what you thought of this game in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe, especially if you are a fellow Bucks believer. This is the place for you. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, so that's going to be it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all again very soon.